sandwiches, the honeymoon's come and gone. I can't put my finger on it. I just can't say, but I believe, my sweet darling, we're drifting away. Oh no, sugar now. When we get back in town, let's check the lost and found to see if the love we once had is still around. You know I can't put my finger on it. I just can't say, but I believe, my sweet darling, we're drifting away. Well, I believe, my sweet darling, we're drifting away. And I believe, my sweet darling, we're drifting away.
And thank you so much. That was Pete Thelen. And we really enjoyed talking to him, and I'm looking forward to talking to him again in the future. Some really nice feeling and expressions he puts into his music, and good sound. Speaking of good sounds, we get another great sound coming up next right here on the David Bowers Awards. She's been on the show before, and we're so happy to have her back here again. It's been a little while since Kaz Hawkins has visited us, and so we're going to chat with her and talk about the way she lets go the blues right after you listen. She's got a great new album out. Been out for, I don't know, a month or two now. And it's an ode to Etta James, entitled simply Memories of. She's done a live shows where she does this salute to Etta James. And we thought you'd like to hear a couple of the tracks from there. Right now, we're going to listen to Kaz Hawkins and Something's Got a Hold on Me.
Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah, yeah. And I get a feeling that I never had before, no. And I just want to tell you right now that I believe, I really do believe that something got a hold on me. Oh, now something got a hold on me right now, child. Let me tell you now. So strange, everything about me seems to have changed. Step by step, I got a brand new walk. I even sound sweeter when I talk. I say, oh, oh, oh,
And that's Kaz Hawkins, who's joining us here today. She's a singer, songwriter, actress, radio presenter, and mental health advocate, too. And in her spare time, she sings some mean blues. Kaz, how are you doing?
I'm good, David. Thank you for having me.
A pleasure. Always a pleasure having you join us here. I think the last time we talked, you were in Ireland, and now you're in France.
Yes, moved last year. This week, actually, it's our 1 year anniversary. Moved to France, so yes. And we're loving it.
That was my next question. As I remember, you did that very well the last time you were on. You answered my questions before I asked them. I was going to ask you how you love it over there. And I understand that you're out in the country. You're not in the metropolitan area.
Yeah, we're about 20 minutes of a big city called Limoges, which is quite famous for porcelain pottery. Yeah. And but we're pretty rural, and as we planned this, and the electric went off last night, and everything shut down.
Well, we're not unknowing of those kind of phenomena either, so that's perfectly understandable. Listen, you are I can't say an anomaly, but it's unusual. You're an Irish singer.
Northern
who does who does the blues as few others do, and you're living in France. How does the well, I guess what we really like to know is how is the music and appearance situation in France as compared to the UK?
Well, to be honest, David, the blues is what has brought me so much following, and the blues have been very, very good to me. But I've moved on, and I'm heading more mainstream. And what has happened? The blues scene is a very small niche in Northern Ireland and the UK, and so there is lots of people trying to do whatever. But in this climate at the minute, especially now with COVID, I mean, venues were closing down at an alarming rate before even COVID kicked in. The arts was really suffering. And what happened, I suppose I just got lucky that I found a great manager in France who wanted to test me out with some shows. And what happened was I exploded onto the French scene, and all my bookings then were here in France. So my husband was about to retire from the police service, and he said, well, you know, why don't we just go over with a camper van? Why don't we just hit the road for 6 months while you're doing the shows? And this was 2019. Yes, and we'll have a look around. So that was like from March to September. We took a holiday last October, packed up the camper van, brought over what we needed, put the rest in storage, and then we just really got our final home there on the 1st of June. The minute lockdown lifted in here in France, we moved in June. But all my shows was here. Obviously, everything's been cancelled with COVID, but everything, I have a bigger fan base here, and it just made sense. You know, the children are all grown up. There's no commitments. My husband had retired. So it made just complete sense. You know, I have a second chance to kind of take my career somewhere that I never thought it would go. So I'm gonna have a bash at it, and the French people are so lovely to me that bring it on, and I will have it as much as I can.
Well, that is awesome. And if I may take a selfish note out of what you've just told us, perhaps we have a good excuse to have you come back in the not too far distant future. Again, if you're going a little more mainstream, you might be able to bring some of that to us the next time around.
Of course. Well, I'm in production for my next album. I am about to sign a record deal. But I obviously can't say with who because it's not public yet, and it's really just taking off, and awesome. The next album will be next September 2021. So 100%, David, I will be glad to come back with the new album.
We'll be looking forward to that. And you be sure and keep in touch with us. Let us know what's going on. Like when you sign, let us know. We'll help make the announcement over here.
Okay.
We'll be happy to spread the word for you. We love doing that. We love to follow our guests' careers, and we love to help promote what you're doing. So keep that in mind. Keep in touch with us. I wanted definitely, because of this album especially, I wanted to touch on this amazing thing you've been doing. You have done, well, I don't know how many, but I know you've done at least one Memories of live where you actually saluted Etta James with Memories of Etta James. How did you decide to do this? Well, it's virtually a tribute to Etta James, and how did you put it together?
Well, we've toured the show, and the album came about because we toured the show around Europe, and people demanded the album. So what happened was, first, I got invited by Cognac Blues Passions Festival, one of the biggest blues festivals in France, and I had played it before as a duo, and the organizer said, "I would love to have you. I would be interested if you had an original project or something you would love to do." And the first thing I thought of, because Etta James has been my muse from I've been a teenager. So I said, well, let's do a tribute to Etta James. Let's celebrate her life. And it was kind of they gave me carte blanche to do whatever I needed to do, and I brought 9 musicians on the stage. We got it filmed, and it just took off. And that was July 2018, 2019. Oh my goodness, the times are flying. July 2019. And we took it to the road across Europe, and I think we'd done the summer of 2019, and then we took a few months off, and we're just coming back to tour again in March when COVID hit. So we had a full diary to tour. But Etta James has given me so much, David, all my life in music. If I wanted to feel happy, I turned to her. If I wanted to giggle, I would go and listen to her singing country and western. If I wanted to get down and dirty with blues, I listened to, the classics. And I think she appeals to me because there are not many people who can bring all of the genres and subgenres into one performance. And it's my regret that I never ever got to see her perform. So this is my kind of thank you to her, wherever she is. And my Lord, I know she's coming through me on stage sometimes, because I'm a little bit quirky and funny and funky. And